There are days when it's difficult to be a Nintendo fan. They can be confusing. They do things that don't seem to make sense. They can be petty. Sometimes they can just seem cruel. But then there are days like today, my friends. There are days like today when it becomes clear all over again that this is worth it. Days like today when we look to Nintendo and Nintendo says yes. Nintendo says yes. So it was a really good Direct today. It was a really good Direct. It was an incredibly, exceptionally good Direct. I would say easily the best Direct since 2017 E3. And I do not say that lightly. I do not, because that was a legendary Direct. But I believe that this one similarly will go down in history. So let's just go through it here. This does not touch on everything. This is just the stuff that stood out to me, as usual. Let's just go down. Pikmin 4 cold open. Just right out of the gate, starting with Pikmin. You know, I was worried that it would be a no-show. I was worried it would get delayed. Maybe it wouldn't even come out this year. But no, they gave us a juicy, meaty, incredible trailer. I mean, all of the trailer I could ever want for that game. I obviously am gonna have to do an entire separate video for that because the number of things I just can't even start. So it started with Pikmin. Okay, Arlo's already on board. Arlo's already feeling pretty good. Doesn't really matter what the rest of the Direct has at all. It's already an A+ in Arlo's book. But there's more. Ghost Trick is not a thing that I really know about a lot, but I know it's very important to a lot of people. So I just like, hey, that's a thing. I bet a lot of people are really happy right now. And so that's a thing. Ghost Trick remaster. Awesome. We got a little look at the Splatoon 3 DLC. Very interesting and unexpected announcement that part of the DLC is just like Inkopolis from the first game. You can just kind of like go back to the original city. I think it's a really cool concept, but I feel like it's a little bit underwhelming. Just because like it's just a reskin basically. You have all the same products to buy from the stores. It just kind of looks different. It's cool. It's not super necessary. Not everything needs to be necessary, but if we're paying for this whole expansion pass or whatever, then like that's not something I'd pay for. So it puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the DLC to deliver and justify the price point or whatever. Whatever though. They did not really give us a lot of info about the side order part of the DLC. We can completely presume that it's going to be another like campaign like Octo Expansion was. Yeah, not really any info, mostly just like little clues and hints. It did show us the vibe. You know, like Octo Expansion was the same way, the vibe, the neon and stuff. This one is like this cool, everything's like pearly, coral, like it's just cool. We like story-wise, content-wise, no idea at all. But I'm very excited to find out more because Octo Expansion was really cool. Splatoon campaigns are cool. I want to know what this thing is. There you go. Great. You know, would have been nice to see more, but can't complain too much because we got other stuff to talk about here. So, We Love Katamari just jumps out and smacks you in the face. This is a thing I mean, okay, well, I really hope for it. Kane was really hoping for it, really gunning for it, because I love Katamari Reroll on the Switch, but everybody says We Love Katamari was the better one. No idea if it was ever coming. I'm so glad it got revealed, because, you know, it's probably going to be multi-platform. Just so happy it got revealed in this Direct, just to make this Direct better. We all love surprises. We all love that. So that's incredible. I can't wait for that. It's got a new mode and everything. My main hope there, I need an endless mode. I heard the first game has an endless mode, and that's what I want to play. I don't care about the missions. I just play endless mode. And I've heard that We Love Katamari doesn't have one. I'm hoping they add one. I'm not getting my hopes up, but if they do, that would be really, really great. We got another look at Sea of Stars, which I always have to mention. It's Sea of Stars. It just looks incredible. Most of the graphics looks just indescribably gorgeous, pixel graphics. And then a demo today, which really is establishing kind of, you might find there's like a theme to this direct. There's a lot of todays, a lot of them. That was one of them. Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection. 3 games in one, really cool. I've never played any of those games. I messed around a little bit with one on the 3DS, and I just wanted to say I probably won't get around to playing them. I just think it's a really cool idea. Like it's a dungeon crawler, but you're like making the map as you go, and the fact that we're getting a collection of 3 games in one, that's just incredibly cool. And each of the games are sold separately as well. What the heck? That's just great. Advance Wars was very heavily rumored to be getting a new release date soon, and they did. Advance Wars release date. I'm surprised they didn't drop it today. My gosh, there's so many things dropping today. But yeah, release date, couple months, don't have to wait long. Cool, Advance Wars finally coming. Awesome. Here's another surprise. I suppose we should have seen something like this coming. You know, Nintendo, like, I don't know, they've been doing a pretty good amount of like remasters with like additional content recently, which is really, really cool. And then Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is getting a Magolor epilogue, just a whole, I mean, I don't know how big or how long this thing is gonna be, but like the whole little story where you play as Magolor, that's just great. I want more Kirby stuff where you play as the baddies, or not as other non-Kirby characters. And I know it comes up in the games. I know, like even in like Star Allies, you can like play the whole game with one. I just like campaigns where that's exclusively what you're doing. I think it's a really cool idea. You know, you're exploring the world a little bit. Okay, so then they finally did it. Game Boy Advance games. Total tease. Because, like, you know, it's Nintendo. Sometimes we like to be pessimistic about it, and I just kept thinking I would not put it past them to just do Game Boy. You know, and just be like, Game Boy, that's it. There you go. I almost feel like they get that because this reveal, it was such a tease. It was just like Game Boy games. And it's like, more, just Game Boy? Game Boy, and they're like, Link's Awakening. Oh, so not DX? And then they're like, Game Boy game, and Link's Awakening DX. Oh, but just that one? And then here's another Game Boy Color. It's just like they kind of did that, and then slowly, and then eventually got to Game Boy Advance. Just really funny how much they just drew out that announcement. It was awesome. And then like, oh gosh, and then hitting like Game Boy Advance. I don't know if you know this about Game Boy Advance. It was Nintendo's primary console, primary handheld for only like 4 years before the DS launched. And in those 4 years, we got such an incredible amount of amazing games. It is unreal. I love how they opened with Minish Cap. That's my number one. That is my number one on Game Boy Advance. And like just so many great, Golden Sun is coming. You know, you got your Metroids, and Mario Advance has the extra e-reader levels. Great, thank you, that's awesome. So now, the Switch is soon to be the definitive way to play most Metroid games, and I like that. I like that a whole lot. A whole lot. No, seriously. I mean, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, sure, and I've been playing the Mario Land games, Wario Land, but then GBA. Sorry, I'm just tripping over myself. That's great. That's great. I am sad, though, because knowing their track record, they're probably going to be spreading these releases out over the next year, at least. So that's no fun. Might have to wait like 11 months before we can play Golden Sun. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and then another available today. You know, whatever. Metroid Prime Remastered. Okay, whatever. Well, it's moving on. What else you got? No, this is another thing, obviously, I'm going to be doing a video about, because this Metroid Prime Remastered, this announcement, this game, it has so much meaning. It does so many things that Nintendo does not normally do. It's great. I'm excited. It's great. Look forward to that video, but like, it's available now. I can get it now. I haven't been able to go get it downloading on my Switch yet. Metroid Prime Remastered is available now. It's a thing. It is now. It looks incredible. It looks great. It's not just a simple HD upscaling. It looks really, really, really good. Wow. Wow. And then, moving on, Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 Remastered. Awesome. I played a lot of the first one. I never finished it, but I really liked it, and I know a lot of people have been wanting remasters of these for a long time. Both games together. Okay, sure, that's coming to Switch now too. All right, Fantasy Life. I really wanted to play Fantasy Life on 3DS, never got around to it, but it looked really, really good. It's like Animal Crossing plus fantasy and it's jobs and collecting. It looks really, really good. We're getting a sequel on Switch. There it is, Random Fantasy Life. Okay, what else you got? I'll tell you what else we got. A Professor Layton tease, a new one. Is Professor Layton dead? It's level 5. They said they don't want to localize games anymore. What's happened to Professor Layton? Is Professor Layton gone forever? I don't know. No! The answer is no. I do know. The answer is no. They just teased a new Professor Layton. Gave it a name and everything. It's just like, what is happening? This is at the point in the Direct. Like, this point right here is where I'm just like, stop. You have to stop. I don't know if you saw my reaction. You gotta stop. This is like, I just like one after the other of these amazing announcements. The brain cannot process all of it. And then, oh, hey, Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Deluxe Pass New Wave is coming. And what we're gonna show off is another original level, Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island is getting a track and it looks really good. You got the big blobby thing in the back. It just looks so good. I love Yoshi's Island. And it's an original track. And their original tracks have been just the best ones. And that's just so cool. It's so cool. And then Birdo, another new character. We didn't know we were getting new characters with this DLC. We didn't even know we were getting original tracks. But there you go. It's Christmas, apparently. And then the closer, the Zelda. How many directs has this one Zelda game closed? It's like it's gotta be the closer. It can't be anywhere else. It was like 4 directs by now. I don't even know, 4 or 5. But they did it, and obviously, again, that's gonna get its own video too. I got a lot of work to do. This is the first video in like 19 videos I gotta do about this Direct. And I don't even, is this video good? I feel like I'm so flipper-jambled right now. I can't even speak. This Direct had so much. It had so much. It had something for everybody. It had stuff that's coming out. Well, see, that's the thing. Most of the stuff is coming out like in the first half of this year. So it's all this stuff that we barely even have to wait for. And then a bunch of crazy today drops and, Metroid and just like demos, for all this stuff, Octopath, and just everything has demos dropping today. It was just so much. It's just, come on. We got Metroid, Pikmin, and Zelda, just kind of sandwiched into this Direct. So like, yeah, that's an Arlo Direct right there. It was a good one. It was a good Direct. But let me know what you thought about the Direct down in the comments. Everyone loves this Direct. Everybody on Twitter, it's such a good day. Everybody's just happy. Everybody's just happy. Forget the Zelda price thing just for today, okay? Just shushers, okay? We'll be mad about it. I'll make a video about it, but not today, okay? This is a day of celebration where everyone gets to just be happy, where we get to be happy that we are Nintendo fans. The great Nintendo taketh and giveth. Today was a giveth, and they gaveth so much. I must now end this video because, yeah, like I said, I got so many. You don't even. It's a lot. Stay tuned. See you later.